Hi there. So I am going to do one of our first of several book talks. And typically I would be holding a physical copy of the book. Now, the good news is that I do have copies of the 57 bus. If you watch this and you're interested in it, I have copies that you can borrow. But for today, I'm going to be using the Google Book preview function. So this book is called The 57 Bus, and I read it a couple of years ago. It's not that old. I think it was published in 2017, and it's won several awards. And I loved the format of it. It was a quick read, it was easy to read, but it was also very thought provoking. Now, it is very common for nonfiction titles to have a subtitle. So, the subtitle for this one is A True Story of Two Teenagers and the Crime That Changed Their Lives. So, in a previous talk, we talked a little bit about the Library of Congress designations to know if we were interested in it. And so this is what it looks like. And so these are the subjects in this book because it is a true story. We have the names of the people involved, Sasha Fleischman and Richard Thomas. Assault and battery. It's set in California, so California is listed. It is about a hate crime, asexual people, violence against asexual people, victims of crime. Okay, so it should probably, because the words and pronouns terminology has changed, it should in a later printing, it will probably say transgender instead of asexual. Okay. So the book is about Sasha and Richard. This is the table of contents. All right. And they both ride the same bus to two different schools. They come from two very different backgrounds. And one day, without any pre planning, one of the two teens sets fire to the other one. And what happens afterward is very well documented in the news media. And here we go. So a little bit about it. It is a true story. And what the author here wanted to do was tell the story because it brings up a lot of questions, not just about transgender issues, but also about the juvenile justice system, the impact of family life on our development, and forgiveness. So it's a very compelling read. But one of the things that I really liked about it is that the chapters, it's almost multi-genre, even though it is nonfiction. The chapters are very short, and the timeline is there, so it gives us like this timeline, and so she sets up sort of the background for us, and so that's all of chapter 1 right there, and then here's chapter 2. So the way that the author has structured it is really interesting. And as the book unfolds, part 1 is all about Sasha, part 2 is all about Richard, part 3 is about the fire. And so here, the author opens up Sasha's part with something from Sasha's Tumblr page, which I thought was interesting, that we're combining, social media into this nonfiction. And she does it in order to tell us a little bit about Sasha. And then here are Sasha's pronouns. So the whole book goes that way. And it is an interesting read. I would recommend it to anybody, even if you are not doing your comparative reading on social justice or juvenile justice or transgender issues. So there it is, the 57 Bus. And like I said, if you need a copy, I have a copy. Let me know and you can check it out. Thanks.